Hello and welcome. It's Friday here in the Philippines, which means, especially in Cebu City, there's extraordinary amount of traffic out on the highways. Anyway, I went to immigration today. My two things are due. My ACR card, which is Alien Certificate of Registration, had to be paid for another year. And I went down to get a 2-month extension on my visa. I could have signed up for 6 months, but I decided to go with 2 months. In February, I may decide to do a little traveling, maybe do a quick trip over to Thailand or Vietnam or both or Cambodia. We'll see how things go between then and now. Getting very comfortable here in the Philippines. Anyway, I spent about just under 6,000 pesos at immigration, and I'll go over those costs. I will show you the newest form they're using for visa renewals. Very simple form, and I'll go over the costs. I will just tell you about the experience, and went very quickly. It really amazed me how fast I got in and out of there. The fact that I overslept. I got up at 3 this morning, woke up at 3 and couldn't go back to sleep, so I decided I got up and messed around on the computer till close to 5 and laid back down. My alarm went off, I think about 7, and I turned it off, and I woke up again at 8:30. I really thought there would be a big backlog at immigration, and there was a pretty good crowd there. It was almost standing room only, but I got in and out of there. I got there, I think, about 20 minutes till 10, and I was out of there before 10, just about 10 o'clock. So you can't beat that. 20 minutes in and out with everything paid for and stamped. Anyway, I'm going to show you a couple of reforms, my receipt, and then interesting, as we were leaving in the taxi, a motorbike with two girls on it showed up, and it's very common to see two people on a motorbike and two kids in between, or a small kid up ahead of the driver, and another kid or two in between the driver and an adult on the back end. Well, this time was a little different. They had two dogs in between them. The two drivers, or the one driver and the passenger, and then two dogs in the middle. And they stopped beside us as we had a red light, and chatted with them just a short little time. So I'll add that clip there on the end. So let's get started here. It just occurred to me that there are probably a few people out there who are not real familiar with passports to start with, much less visas. So real quickly, for the United States, for most countries, you get a book similar to this. Different countries use different colors, that type of thing, give you a different number of pages in between. Inside is a main page with your personal information, personal information about yourself, date of birth, passport number, all that type of thing. And then you have a number of different pages inside. Every time you go into a country, leave a country, you will get some sort of stamp. These yellowish stamps are from the Philippines. I think there are stamps saying that when I left the Philippines on my first trip out. These are, I think I had one stamp for 6 months. In my first 6-month stay, I bought 6-month extension, and then only used like 4 of it before I left, so that was a little silly. I spent too much money there, but each of these stamps is for 2-month extensions. And you get that if you show up to an immigration office to extend your visa in that country late, you will probably get a pretty good size fine. I talked to a fella a while back, and he was 1 day late, and I think it cost him 4,000 pesos for that 1 day late showing up at the immigration office. I could have showed up, Monday was the last day I could show up to do the same thing. But if you don't have a passport, I definitely recommend you get one. They're pretty easy to attain in the USA anyway. You need one even to go into Canada anymore, I believe. They're good for 10 years in the US. Although it is my opinion that long before 10 years shows up, they will go to some other type of system, more of an electronic type of system, if it's a card or whatever it is you carry with you. I think that technology will take over and we'll no longer be carrying these little booklets around. But let's get on with the program. This is the new form that they're using, a simplified form. Our new president, Duterte, has demanded that they simplify things, cut out a lot of bureaucracy. It used to be 2 pages, used to require a picture, used to require references, used to require your passport number, when you showed up in the country, what the flight number was that you showed up on, a number of different things. Now it's pretty much name, address, height and weight, and sign it, and your address, why you're here, and this is for a extension for a tourist extension. Now, if you're working different things like that, they've got different forms for that. You should be able to go to the Philippine Department of Immigration and go to their forms section and download whatever form that you need. Though occasionally I haven't been able to find the form that I'm looking for. Anyway, I suggest that you fill that out before you show up. When I arrive, they always give me another blank one to use the next time that I'm there. You can usually, it'll ask you how many months you want to extend. I normally do 2. You can do 6. And I think you can probably do 1. Anyway, that's that. You walk in, you give the guy this form, show him your passport. Don't forget to bring your passport along, and this form, and pesos. You're going to need to pay this in cash. I don't believe they take credit cards. Now, the ACR card, Alien Certificate of Registration, is required if you're planning on staying in the Philippines for over 59 days. You need to apply for it. And they told me, after I paid for it originally, they told me to come back in a month to pick it up, and I came back in about that period of time, and it was there, picked up. It looks like a driver's license in many countries, with your picture, your address, with a chip in it, so that they can track you, I guess, identify you through electronic means. And this is what it looks like, basically, although there again, anything can change any time. So this is, 6 months, a year from now, this could be a little bit different. Gives you an idea of what it looks like. Would have your picture on one side. They will take your fingerprints when you apply for this. They will take pictures of your eyes. I don't know if they call that an iris scan or whatever they do, so that they can identify you through fingerprints as well as your eye signature. The ACR card is good for 1 year. It needs to be renewed before you come back. I thought they would update the information on the card when you renewed it, but they don't. You get the receipt, it's in their system. And if you've changed your address, they don't give you a new card, unlike driver's licenses in the U.S., for instance. So I have the old card with an older address, but I've got the number. They've got my number, put it that way. Now I'm going to go down a list of fees that you need to pay. The receipt that they give you after you pay. When you go in, you go to a receiving window with your form. And they tell you, go sit down, wait, we'll call you. And when they call you, you go back up. They hand you the bill, basically, and they tell you, go over to the cashier. In Mandaue City at J Center Mall in Mandaue City, which is right next door to Cebu City. That's all right in one little office area. and you go over there and you pay your pesos and go sit down again until they're done processing that. They do a background check on you of sorts, an electronic background check. One of the fees that you have to pay is for that check to make sure you're not blacklisted for some reason, that they don't have a problem with you, in which case they will not renew your visa. So here's the first set of fees that listed on the receipt as we go. The express lane fee. It seems like every time you go in to pay something, there's an express lane fee. And I think the difference there is that you're getting it processed in a day instead of mailing your passport into an office and getting it a day or a week or 2 weeks later. So it's being taken care of while you're there. So I have my iCard processing express lane fee of 500 pesos, my regular express lane fee of 500 pesos, and an express lane fee for my certification saying that I'm not a criminal or on their blacklist for 500, so 1,500 pesos for express lane. And these are the additional charges on top of the 1,500, monthly extension application fee, visa sticker fee, the sticker that they put in your passport, monthly extension fee, certificate fee, there again saying you're not a criminal, the ACR card fee, and legal research fee. There again, I think that's part of your certification to say that they can't find any bad remarks about you in their files. The actual expenses over a year probably run less than $50 a month, but I put $50 a month in my budget by the time I pay the taxi or motorbike driver to take me over there. Get some lunch or breakfast while I'm there. I figure it comes out pretty close to $50 US. So I think the breakdown in the end, if I add in the express lane fees, the total for the visa extension came to about 2,948 pesos, or about $61 US. The ACR card extension for a year, plus the $500 express lane fee, brings that to 2,996, total of 5,936, or about $123 US today. So there you have it. I got in there about 20 minutes to 10 o'clock, and I was out of there before 10. I was out of there before most other people were even called up for a second time, and I presume many of them there were there for the first time, so they had to do more checking, more processing, more inputting of data into their computer system. But it really surprised me how fast I was out of there. If you're going there for the first time, I would recommend that you set aside 2 to 3 hours at least. If you show up at 8 o'clock when they open up, at this particular office anyway, I've had very good luck getting in and out of there in less than 30 minutes. That is after my initial. Once you're in the system, I think it generally goes faster if there aren't any issues with you. Now on to the dogs on motorbikes. I know it's not safe, but we do a lot of things here in the Philippines that aren't safe. That's just the way life is here. First time I see dogs on the motorbike. Hello. Very good. You buy them Christmas presents? You get them Christmas presents?
This is for our mom.
Oh, okay.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Bye.
Thanks for coming along. Please like, share, and we'll see you next time.